Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm talking to you about my comic pickups for April 27th, 2022. There is so much that I'm picking up this week that I kind of had to cut some of them out because it would just been way too long of a video. I'm getting like 35, almost 40 comics this week, so I had to cut it down to about 25. Really big week. I honestly haven't seen this big and this good of a week in a really long time, so I'm expecting my comic shop to do great. So before I dive into this though, I just want to thank all my subscribers for being here. And if you're not a subscriber, please join. You know, we're almost at that 250 mark. Once we get there, I'm going to start doing giveaways and it's going to be just a really fun time. So subscribe, like the video, and comment down below what you're picking up this week. I'm dying to know. So, starting off with Alien number 11. I've really been enjoying this Alien series. I think it's a very simple story, but it's very cool and interesting. And it makes these aliens so cool, learning about, you know, them having these other animals that they can connect to, the chickens and things like that. So we are getting more and more revelations about Alien in this story, and I'm really liking this. We're going to learn more in this issue about the true intents of the colony and why they're really there, and hopefully something doesn't happen to them, but we all know if it's an Alien comic, more than likely the humans are gonna die. So really looking forward to this. I really love the covers, so I really can't wait. Also, Amazing Spider-Man number 1 releases. We're already getting a brand new number 1 of Spider-Man. The last Spider-Man just ended, so I find that absolutely crazy. But, you know, it's Spider-Man. It is Marvel's moneymaker. It is Marvel's biggest prize newborn. And it is this time written by Zeb Wells, but drawn by the talented John Romita Jr. I know a lot of people love John Romita Jr., and I totally see why. He is a legend. His father was a legend. However, for me personally, I think he's kind of meh. The faces in particular are kind of not my favorite, but I'm excited to see how this one plays out. The Nick Spencer one did let me down, so having a new team for Spider-Man is going to be interesting. There's a Scotty Young cover on this as well, and it looks like the main premise of this comic deals with Spider-Man did something to piss everyone off, and now we are trying to find out what he did and why the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Aunt May, all these people are really pissed off at Peter. So I'm interested to see that. It also looks like Tombstone is going to make an appearance in this issue, and maybe he has something to do with everyone hating Peter. Not too sure, but we're definitely coming up to Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, so it is a big deal this run, and hopefully it does great because I would love to have tons of poll customers getting Spider-Man. I think that would be really cool. Also, Aquaman number 3 releases this week. I've really been enjoying Aquaman. I know Aquaman and Aquaman, all these comics, they don't tend to do very well, and unfortunately this one is getting canceled after 6 issues, but I have really been enjoying this, so I'm going to spread the word as much as I can. I think Jackson is really cool. I think Jackson's a really cool reasoning for him being Aquaman. I think Arthur, he's getting older and he wants to have his family with Mara and Andy, and you know, he can't always be that superhero life, so handing that off to Jackson is just kind of a brilliant idea in my opinion. So I think Jackson's incredibly likable in this issue as well, and I'm just really excited to see how Andy, the Aquaman's daughter, really grows up to be who she is, Aquawoman, in the future state, because I thought she was really cool, and I really liked their connection with Jackson, so really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Also, Batman Beyond the White Knight number 2 releases this week. So number 1 sold really, really well because of the whole printing issue on the East Coast of the United States. I'm hoping number 2 sells really well as well. I'm a little weird that Sean Murphy likes to spoil his comic before they're even released. I find that kind of odd. So I already know what happens in this issue thanks to Sean Murphy, but I'm really still looking forward to this. I've been digging the White Knight series since the very beginning, and I think the Batman Beyond introduction to this is so perfect. It blends in so well. Terry McGinnis makes sense. Everything that makes sense, you know, Batman breaking out of prison, all of that that happened in issue 1 totally made sense and just started this new revelation for White Knight, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I'm excited to see how Dick Grayson and Bruce interact again, and mainly what's up with Harley and her kids. So super excited to see how everything goes. For my pick of the week this week, it's going to be Bloodstained Teeth #1. I have been looking forward to this comic since it's been solicited. I am a really big Christian Ward fan. However, I'm a really big Christian Ward fan for his art. I've never read anything he's written, so I am excited to see what this entails. He writes this book, and it's drawn by Patrick Reynolds, and it's a brand new comic, brand new Image, but I love vampires, and this comic sounds so interesting. It's, what if this vampire made his job that he took money from humans to turn them into vampires? It's a very shady business, and I find that very cool. And, you know, if you want immortality, it ain't gonna come cheap. So I really like the concept, the previews of this. I think the art looks really great and interesting. And, you know, Christian Ward may be an artist in my eyes, but he's also a storyteller. So the fact that he does great storytelling just through his art makes me really have hope for him to be a writer. So I honestly am really looking forward to this. Yeah, I mean, the Christian Ward covers are incredible as well, and I just really hope that this this comic does really, really well, because I can't freaking wait for this. Berserker #8 releases this week as well. This has really picked up for me. In the beginning, I was kind of like, meh, there's no real substance to it. The last issue in particular made you really realize more about B and his upbringing. He's actually like 80,000 years old. So in this issue, it looks like we're getting more about that, and mainly about his birth and how this all really intertwines with one another, because it seems like he was created to be put back into time, but not too sure. Was he always on that timeline and then they just recreated him in the future? There's so many unanswered questions in this comic, but I have dived more and more into this. So I am excited to see where Keanu Reeves goes with this. We also have Carnage #2 releasing this week. Ram V absolutely killing Carnage. And, you know, we're really going to dive into what Carnage is actually going to be like. He's only known how to be on Cletus Cassidy and nobody else. So the fact that, you know, Carnage is like so violent, and so, you know, I don't know where Carnage is gonna go. I'm very interested to see, and, you know, I just feel like he's deadlier than ever now. So yes, I'm hoping Ram V takes it to the notch and just like makes it super gory, because I feel like Marvel doesn't really have anything like that right now. DC's really killing it with their Black Label, so if Marvel can get this Carnage to be considered like a mature rating or like a Black Label, that'd be perfect. Dark Knights of Steel #6 comes out this week as well. Speaking of dark and Black Label, Dark Knights of Steel is super dark, and I love it for it. It is Game of Thrones DC style, and shit has hit the fan now. We are having all kinds of houses want to murder each other. There is pretty much a full-out war going on amongst everyone, and will the elves come out on top? Will the Amazons? Will the Storm King? You know, it is so crazy. And, you know, where does Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy fit in this? What is happening? Just what's gonna happen with Superman? Are they gonna die? Not too sure what really could happen in this book, because it always keeps me on my toes. I have been surprised pretty much every issue, so I love that. I think Tom Taylor's killing it on this run. I'm also picking up Deathstroke #8 and Robin #13. Now, these are both tie-ins to the Shadow War, and pretty much, if you haven't learned about it, Ra's al Ghul is dead, and Deathstroke has killed him. However, it has to have been a Deathstroke copycat. It does not seem like the actual Deathstroke has killed him. So, Deathstroke's on the run yet again, and everyone's after to kill Deathstroke. However, Batman is trying to protect them. Batman is trying to make it so Deathstroke doesn't get killed. He knows it probably wouldn't have been Deathstroke. He's not that sloppy. You know, it seemed pretty obvious that, like, they came and, like, was, like, trying to plant it on Deathstroke. So, I mean, the world's greatest detective knows it's not actually him. So we're really just going to try and figure out who did end up killing Ra's al Ghul. Also, Fourth Man #4 releases this week. This is the last one, and honestly, I've really been enjoying this comic. It reminds me of Law of Forensic Files. I know I've said that quite a bit, but it's true. I do find this a very unique guessing game. You don't know who the serial killer is, and honestly, right now, I don't even know who the fourth body is, or who the fourth man is, who's the fourth person dead. So, I'm really, really looking up to this. It is a dark comedy mystery thriller, and I've really been enjoying that. Mike Deodato Jr. has been absolutely killing it on these pencils, and I think it's so cool. I'm hoping for a very exciting, thrilling conclusion. Gunslinger Spawn #7 releases as well. Todd McFarlane, and one of my favorite Spawn books. I think this is really cool. We're starting finally a new story arc. We got rid of Clown. We got rid of the Violator. So let's move on to something super cool. And this is going to be the aftermath. It looks like he's going to be on the run yet again. But hopefully, you know, those are some of my favorite scenes, is when Gunslinger Spawn is on the run and he meets somebody that he doesn't quite know how to act towards them, and he's kind of rude, and, you know, everyone's like kind of like, what the fuck is up with this guy, you know? It's kind of interesting, and I really find that fun, so I can't wait to see more of this. Gunslinger Spawn, 100% my favorite. Justice League #75, aka The Death of the Justice League, releases this week. There's some pretty dope covers, including an acetate cover, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about this yet. I definitely gotta read this. I do think it's kind of a gimmick, being like, oh, we're killing off the Justice League, don't you need to buy this book? But, you know, it is a Dark Crisis prelude. So I do want to see how events unravel and unroll. I do want to see how this multiverse, you know, comes into play. It looks like there's this new dark army that might be killing the Justice League. I'm not too sure, but this is the final issue, and they are supposed to die. So, will they die? I'm not too sure, to be completely honest. Also, Knights of X #1 releases this week. It's written by Teenie Howard and drawn by Bob Quinn. It looks like this book is going to be Excalibur, but as a new #1. Easier for people to pick up, but it still has the same characters that the people that got Excalibur really knew and love. Looks like it's Captain Britain, you know, Rogue, Betsy, Gambit. It looks like all that crew, and there's another Scotty Young cover in there, so, you know, I'm getting that. And it just seems like a really fun comic to get down. It's more like with Merlin and King Arthur and that time era, and it seems like they're going to be the ones that have Captain Britain trapped, and the Knights of X are going to try and rescue. So let's see how that all plays out in our new Krakoan adventures. Also picking up Newburn #6. This is that Chip Zdarsky image book. It's that crime noir that I really love, and honestly, it's been picking up pace and pace. We're going to find out more about Emily and her character and why she decided to really work for Newburn. So I'm really excited to dive more into character development in this book, because everyone knows that's my favorite. So really looking to see how this one plays out. Punisher #2 releases this week. Jeez, like I said, it's a really big week. I was really surprised on how much I liked Punisher #1. I thought it was interesting playing Punisher with the Hand. I mean, they both have things that one and the other want, so putting them together just makes complete sense to me. I loved the art. I thought it was brutal, gory, and I was one of those people that was like, I'm not for this, changing the new symbol, but, you know, I gotta give him props. pickups, I'm starting to really like it. So I am dying to know how Frank Castle redeems himself and how this all plays out, what will happen with his family, and all kinds of craziness, I'm sure of. I also have a gut feeling that this is definitely going to intertwine and affect Elektra / Daredevil's plan, because Elektra's whole plan is to take down the Hand. And if the Punisher is the Hand, well, it looks like there's going to be a tit for tat. So I really can't wait to see where this story goes. Rogues #2 releases this week as well, with a gorgeous Gorilla Grodd cover. I absolutely love it. They're going to Gorilla City in this, and I'm dying to see where Captain Cold takes this. Another really great Black Label series. And you know what? It seems like it's a Joshua Williamson week. We got that Deathstroke, Robin, Justice League, now Rogues. You know, he's really killing it, and hopefully this is just another really fun issue. I've been really digging like the villain side and the villain's takes of things, so really can't wait to see this. Rogue Sun #3 releases as well. It's written by Ryan Parrott, drawn by Abel, and honestly, I love the Radiant Black universe. I think it's just a really mature Power Rangers world, and Rogue Sun really stood out to me. This one is definitely one of my favorites. I think it is very fun, interesting. I like the family dynamic in it, and you know, I'm dying to see this whole sinister plan unravel, and what secrets the jewelry is hiding. So can't wait for that, and can't wait for much more Radiant Black. Sabretooth #3 releases as well, and Sabretooth has been a fun yet confusing ride for me. The Krakoan world sometimes is just too confusing. They're giving Sabretooth power, but not. He's in this prison and trapped, and who are these people? Hopefully more answers get explained, because I don't know much about those mutants. I'm not sure if they're like the first appearance or if I just don't know who they are. But I am a little confused. Issue #2 is a little confusing for me. But hopefully we're going to get more Sabretooth. We're going to get more badass scenes. We're going to hopefully see him destroying either Professor X or Magneto, because that would be dope. They piss me off so much, but let's see what is in his way. What's the next obstacle to come into Sabretooth's life? Saga #58 releases this week as well. I'm so looking forward to this. The cover on it is the band that Hazel has really been enjoying. So what is up their sleeves? What do they have planned for Hazel? And what is everyone doing? Oh man, there's just so much going on. If you haven't read Saga, I highly recommend it. It's probably my #1 comic right now, and it's just like really great to have it back. I'm just really, really ecstatic that it's here and that I can look forward to it every month. Something's Killing the Children #22. See what I mean by such a big week? And there's gorgeous covers amongst this as well. I'm loving the cover remove mask. I think those are really fun. I've been getting the bloodied versions ones. And this one was really interesting because the first issue #21 really homages the first issue of when you first see Erica Slaughter coming into a brand new town with a brand new child. And this one, no different. It looks like in this issue, though, we're going to get that confrontation between Erica Slaughter and this new girl. Seems like this new girl might not take as easy as the last kid did to Erica Slaughter. She seems very feisty and probably wants to fight Erica herself, honestly. She's done with this. So I'm really interested to see this. There's apparently 3 new characters in this issue as well, so this might be a really big issue to grab. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see how Erica's life just unravels after all the chaos that has happened in her life, all the people that she's lost. She's the only Black Mask left, so yeah, this is going to be a stressful arc for me. Star Wars Crimson Reign number 4 releases as well, and we're getting down to it in this second portion. So there's going to be one more event after this, written by Charles Soule, and this issue should have plenty of Knights of Ren in it. Not just that, they have those gorgeous Raza Knights of Ren covers. Those are the ones I've been collecting. I've absolutely loved them. They look like they're going to connect at the end of it. And we're really going to find something crucial locked away in Fortress Vader in this issue. So the Knights are going to steal whatever is in Fortress Vader, and there's probably going to be some lightsaber battles going on. I'm really excited to see the way this plays out. I'm actually really hyped for Obi-Wan Kenobi releasing soon too, so can't wait for that. Step by Bloody Step number 3 also releases. We're getting closer towards the end. It's only a 4-issue miniseries, but I've really been loving the textless dialogue. I think it is so interesting and unique, having this civilization being brought up amongst you, and I'm really dying to see how all this will intertwine. I love the variant cover on this one by Jamie Malkovy, and honestly, I just really can't wait to see how this ends, and hopefully get another size superior Mateus Bergera comic in the future. Thor number 24 releases this week, and this is a banger. It is a legacy issue that is $9. Woo! It's gonna be an expensive week this week, because there's another really expensive book coming down the line, but this legacy issue is going to include not only the funeral that Donny Cates has written for Odin, but also plenty of fan favorite Thor writers coming back into play. And not just that, one of my favorites, the Loki Agent of Asgard team is coming back to do a small short story, so really excited. Also can't wait to read the Jason Aaron, and with that Thor Love and Thunder trailer dropping just recently, this comic is sure to be hot. So I can't wait to see how all that plays and intertwine, and how the God of Thunder bounces back to fight Hulk in the next issue. So really looking forward to seeing this issue. I sometimes really like legacy issues, sometimes I don't, but I can't wait to see how this plays off. Speaking of expensive books, TMNT The Last Ronin number 5 finally releases this week. You heard me. TMNT The Last Ronin number 5 releases this week. And you know, I wanted to make it my top pick, but with all the delays, I just couldn't. So issue number 1 released October 28th, 2020. So it's been a long time since this comic was supposed to end. So delay after delay, the jaw-dropping finale is finally here for you this Wednesday. Yeah, I don't even know what to expect. It's been so long. So excited to see how The Last Ronin comes into play, what will Casey's child be doing, and all of that wrapped into this amazing Turtles event. Last but not least, another one I've been really excited for, We Have Demons number 2. We Have Demons number 1 has been one of the best issues I have read in a really long time. I have talked very highly of this, and I will continue to talk very highly of this. I think Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo have done an incredible job at this comic, and I cannot wait to read issue number 2. It is that nice thick book too at $5.99, and I can't wait to see how crazy this issue will be. I thought issue number 1 was crazy, and that was just setting up the lore. This is really now dive into this lore. We're gonna get Lamb the Angels continuing the mission, and pretty much set out to what her father really started, but now she has her father's partner Gus to team up with, and I can't wait to see everything that they save. So wow, yeah, so all these comics and so many more, trust me, like I said, I couldn't even fit all of my pickups on here, come out this week, April 27th, 2022, and, you know, if there's a comic that you're really excited for, let me know in the comments. I'm going to check it out, trust me. Be sure to check all these out. Have a great day.